in today's review, that's right, we are back. We are back reviewing none other than Star Wars Resistance. Oh my god. Hello guys and welcome back. Welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies.
Subscribe to Dylan's Little Hobbies right now.
You guys know that while I can't stand the animation, last time I was pretty much in love with the show. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed what they were finally getting into. Yeah, and then we go on to episode 9, we go on to episode 10, and episode 9's on a real good high. Episode 10's a little lower, but it's getting okay. And then we hit rock bottom again. This show is a roller coaster, and I just don't know where I'm gonna land on it. Honestly, I'm pretty sure by the end of the show, I'm gonna be medium tier. I'm gonna be mid tier on it. Like, I don't think it's the worst thing in Star Wars right now, but yeah, it's definitely nowhere near the top of the list. What about episode 9? Episode 9 was the platform classic. Now, what this episode was about was fantastic. We have none other than Jaeger, a character that I actually really like. I would really like to know more of his story, more of his backstory, more of his time during Rebels. We don't get to know anything about his Rebel life yet, but we do get to find out more about his racing history. It turns out that Caze is super excited because he knows this super cool racer is coming to town. He can't wait for Jaeger to hopefully race him. Little does Caze know that it turns out it's Jaeger's brother. It's Jaeger's brother. And of course, Jaeger doesn't exactly like his brother. He has some history with his brother that he's not exactly a fan of. In fact, he never wants to talk to the guy ever again, personally. And his brother's kind of like, you know what? I came here not to race. I came here to, say I'm sorry and be brothers again. He wants family back, But of course, once we learn his history, once we learn his past, we understand why. Basically what happened was Jaeger had his daughter and his wife. He had a family. He was a racer. He was starting to get big, but his brother always wanted fame and glory. That's all he ever wanted. And his brother really wanted to win a race against Jaeger. He could never win a race against Jaeger, yet he wants all the fame, all the glory. He wants to be the best racer pilot there is, and he can't because Jaeger beats him every time. In fact, it is Jaeger who taught him how to fly, and he just can't beat him. So what does he do? He puts some crazy fuel into his own tank that ends up blowing him up. It ends up crashing into Jaeger's family, killing Jaeger's wife and daughter, making Jaeger never want to talk to his brother again. His brother doesn't even go by their last name anymore. His brother is Marcus Speedstar, the best racer there is, and he's only that good because of his brother, but he can never beat his brother. And because of that, he's gotten into some type of gambling, some type of deals, and we actually get to see that he's not exactly that good with the death game that is actually from Star Wars, the Pavilion Death Game. I can't pronounce that name correctly, so forgive me. But yep, it turns out they're coming to hopefully get their money back from Marcus, who messed with them and probably screwed them over. And he's got his own, I don't care what the guy's name is, there is a gray Niku. There's a gray Niku. There's a green Niku, the Niku we know, and the gray Niku. Why are there more Nikus? Get rid of the Nikus. I don't care what his name is, he is Niku. But Marcus has his own version of Niku, but you know, he's friends with them. He's really good friends with them. And the Death Gang, they take him. They take his friend and say, hey, they take him as collateral. And if he doesn't win the race, if he doesn't get the money that he needs, then they're going to, of course, kill the other great Niku, Marcus's version of Niku. And so, he's like, you know what, Jaeger's not even racing, I'm gonna race, I'm gonna win. But you know what, Jaeger, thanks to Jaeger, thanks to caze, decides, you know what, I'm gonna show you that I'm the best racer around. He knows he's playing him, but he's like, alright, let's just do it. I'm just gonna race. And at first he thinks that Marcus isn't going to actually say yes to the race, but Marcus does. Marcus is trying to prove that he's changed to his brother, but at the same time it's risky because now if Marcus doesn't win, his buddy's going to die. So they get ready for the big race, they go race off, and what happens? Jaeger lets Marcus win. He lets Marcus win because if he doesn't, Jaeger is starting to realize that Marcus is changing. Marcus is trying to save his buddy. If he doesn't, Marcus Jaeger could have been responsible for the death of the Grey Niku, which is a bad thing. Yes, it is, but come on, I can't stand. Why is there more Nikus in the show? Yeah. That's that episode. You know, it's actually fantastic. Love that episode. Moving on to episode 10. Caze ropes Tora into a quest to spy on her dad. Tora. Okay. Secrets and holograms. And now we move on to episode 10, Secrets and Holograms. This was another really good episode as well. We got caze, we got Tora. Basically, caze is trying to sneak in and spy on the First Order, spy on her dad, the captain. And at first, you know, she basically is just feeling cooped up. You know, her dad is overprotective. Her dad doesn't want her around the Empire, but the Empire keeps coming around. So she sneaks out. She bumps into caze. She invites caze back over to, you know, play some video games. And I really liked the fact that we actually got to see what these people would normally do. Like, come on. Everyone likes games. What would you do if you were normally in Star Wars and you were a teenager? You would probably be wanting to play a video game. So I liked the fact that we saw a video game in Star Wars. I don't know, I thought it was really cool that we got to see that. And we get to see a couple other video games later on in the show as well. I really enjoy the fact that they're kind of fleshing out the world that way. That's something cool. I just wish the animation was better. Okay, moving on though. Eventually, caze gets out, he sneaks around, he actually finds out that the captain was once Imperial. And yep, he really sucks as a spy. He is so bad at spying. So bad that Tori, I am so happy that this happened. If Tori let this go and didn't figure out that caze is a spy, I would just ram my head into the wall. Because my god, I get the joke that he's a really bad spy, but I'm serious. It's to stupidity levels of bad. How can no one tell that this guy is not a spy? I'm so glad that Tori was able to figure out. I'm so glad that other characters were able to figure out. I'm so glad that Sonara, I'm pretty sure Sonara knows that Kaz is up to something. And just, because she's a spy herself, she doesn't want to say anything. But I'm pretty sure she knows that Kaz is up to something. So I really did like episode 10. Episode 9, I would also give like a 7 out of 10. Episode 10, I would give a 6.5 out of 10. And episode 11, I will give a 7 out of 10 once again. I really did enjoy episode 7. What happened this time was we got Poe back. Poe and Kaz are together again. They actually go and see Princess Leia, and Princess Leia, she's okay if Poe wants to explore, but she doesn't want them to confront the First Order yet. And Poe is, Poe. At least he's consistent with how he is in the movies. I just feel like in episode 8, I don't know. In episode 8, I feel like he should have learned his lesson by then, but he definitely does not. It's just me. But hey, later on in this episode, it's a really good episode. Him and Kaz actually go and they end up on this Star Wars. They end up on. Okay, back up. Oh boy, sorry for future me who have to edit this. So Kaz and Poe ends up on a Imperial old-fashioned base, but it's First Order now, but they go to like an old Imperial base and they don't know really what's up with this base. It turns out that this base was creating some sort of like blasting jelly and stuff like that, like mining gear and stuff like that. And the reason why is because they're mining for more stuff to create weapons, or they could be mining for something else. And of course that something else is probably kyber crystals, because remember, these guys are building Starkiller Base, okay? I don't like Starkiller Base, but I'm glad that they're at least setting up Starkiller Base with this episode. Of course, the base is set for demolition because they don't want anyone to find out what they're doing. Kaz and Poe is there, and they have to run and escape the hands of Phasma to hopefully, yep, that's right, Phasma is here. They're trying to escape the hands of Phasma before it all goes up in smoke. And yes, eventually they do escape, so does Phasma and the team. The base explodes, and they get back to the resistance and tell Princess Leia what is actually going on. Actually, a really nice episode. Episode 12. Episode 12 is the episode I wish I didn't see out. This is the nicocentric episode. This is... I just don't like Nico. Okay, so there's this weird, like, little frog, weird creature that comes up from the depths of the ocean on a piece of metal, and Nico wants to take it and use it as a pet. Apparently it smells awful too. No one really likes it, but, everybody wants to get rid of it, but, Nico is kind of like, I want to keep it, it's cute, it reminds me of my pet at home, I want to keep it and love on him, blah, 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 blah. And then, I really like the fact that they brought these two characters back, but the two kids from that one episode is back, so... Eventually, Tam and Niku go to like the under parts of the platform, and they find those two kids again. And one of them turns out, I think, is pretty obvious to be force sensitive, and she is sensing that something is coming. Something is coming for Niku, and it is so obvious that what's coming is indeed going to be the mother of this little frog creature that Niku has. And yeah, you know, that this big scary monster, everyone thinks, oh, it's here to eat that thing that Niku has. It's here to destroy the place, unless Niku gives up the little pet. No, it turns out that it's its mother, obviously, and Niku is forced to give it back. This was only cool because of those two kids, because the girl, the sister, was obviously force sensitive and she could sense that this was going to happen. That was really cool, but we did not need this episode. I did not like this episode. So again, from a great high to a great low, this episode, I'm serious, it's too filled with Nico. I'm gonna give it a 3. I don't even want to give it that. I don't like Nico. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Let me know about your thoughts about Star Wars Resistance, these 4 episodes, down in the comments below. I really can't stand Nico. I'm out. Bye.
Subscribe to Dylan's Little Hobbies right now.